Hey Jay, wave.
This is Daryl's beautiful 2022 Harley-Davidson Ultra. It's a fantastic looking motorcycle, but it has one flaw.
So Daryl, what do you think so far? You got your bike torn apart here. Are you nervous?
I just hope he can put it back together.
All right, guys, it is a beautiful day today, and I'm so excited to be out here with Jay from Volunteer Audio, guys.
Hello, guys.
You may remember him from the Run to the Hills 2, where he did a giveaway, and that's what we're doing here today. We had a giveaway at Run to the Hills 2, and this lucky gentleman right here, this is Daryl's beautiful 2022 Harley-Davidson Ultra. It's a fantastic looking motorcycle, but it has one flaw, and that would be the radio. Now, it sounds okay, but Jay here at Volunteer Audio, he's going to make it sound a lot better.
So we're going to be doing, in this case, it's not exactly what Tall has, because Tall had 6x9s in his list, but with this tour pack, we're going to go 6.5-inch SX165 Neo Hertz speakers in the tour pack and in the upper fairing. We're also going to be adding a 600-watt Hertz HMP4D complete plug-and-play setup that we build here at Volunteer Audio. So it's brand new, it's under warranty. We're not going to cut a single wire. No. We're going to flash his GTS radio. He's going to keep all those factory options. Probably actually turn Apple CarPlay on while we're here. And we're going to make sure that it can be heard very, very clearly at 85 plus miles an hour. So, you know, right now you can probably barely hear it at those speeds. Very distorted when you try to get a little bit more volume. We're going to take care of that.
So guys, not only is it going to be loud, it's going to be clear. And here's the thing. By the way, before we even get started, I just want to show you. Look at these awesome shirts right there. Run to the Hills 2. So you got to be there for Run to the Hills 3. But anyway, I'm going to get out of Jay's way, and he's going to get started taking this motorcycle apart and putting the new products on. And by the way, shout out to Hertz.
Yeah, Hertz took care of us on equipment. Volunteer Audio is taking care of the labor. And Daryl, I hope this is a blessing and turns out great for you. So let's take a second and quickly go over the equipment list that we're putting in this bike. So factory, it's got this little Harley 5.25-inch speaker. Now it's in a 6.5-inch flange, so we're going to actually upgrade it to a true 6.5. We're doing the Hertz Neo SX165. This speaker has a neodymium magnet, which keeps it lightweight so you don't lose any handling. It's also full drop-in to both our tour pack and our front with no modification to the bike or the pods. Again, we're not going to do anything to void a warranty, yet we're going to have an amazing sound when we get done. We're using a Hertz HMP4D. It's a 600-watt amp. And a complete plug-and-play configuration that we built so that it also plugs in without anything in the bike being altered. It's going to make it look like it was factory installed. We're also going to flash the radio. We use a Boom Audio 6-speaker 2-amp flash. That flash does 4 very important things at the same time. Now in this case, it's not going to turn on the rear speakers because they were already on. If you had a 2-speaker bike, when you do that flash, it turns on the rears. It also fixes an EQ problem. We showed that in an earlier video when we did Tall's bike, where about 60 Hertz is boosted way too high, and a 6.5 doesn't want to play that frequency, so it normally blows the speaker. So it's going to turn that down, it's going to flatten the EQ. It's also going to make the EQ stay the same when your bike's running. So the factory EQ actually changes when the bike starts up. So we don't want it to sound good sitting still and then start the bike and that go away. We're also going to have it attenuate the radio down. So it's actually going to turn the output of the radio down to the correct voltage for the input of our amplifier. So doing that one flash is going to do all of those things at the same time, and it's going to keep us from needing a DSP, and it's going to make it very, very clean and clear at very loud volumes. First, I'm going to take the fairing off so we can get access to where we're going to put our amp and to get to where we change the speakers. He said, so what makes that Hertz speaker so much better than a stock speaker, and which one was in my bike? So we're kind of reminiscing on when we did his upgrade. So the same speaker that was in Daryl's bike, this small 5.25 speaker, is the same speaker that was in Tall's bike also. If you were to go up to a Boom Stage 1, you're going to see that it moves up to a 6.5-inch sized speaker, and it's got a little separate tweeter to the side. If you go to Boom 2, you actually get a solid woofer, you get a separate mid and tweeter in front of it, and these two systems normally are going to have an amplifier associated with them. But back to the question, what makes a Hertz speaker so much better? I mean, it's quite a bit more expensive than a cheap speaker, and what material makes them louder? Well, one good way of kind of showing you is, let's see if I can show you this. This is a metal wall. Speakers are a voice coil, which is a copper wound piece of wire that sits in a magnetic gap. So the magnet actually makes this speaker function. And the stronger that speaker is, the more control it has and the more efficient seemingly the speaker is. So a lot of times people look at a speaker and if it's got a bigger magnet, they go, whoa, that's gotta be a better speaker. Well, if you notice on this metal wall, I have no magnetic properties seemingly at all on the stock speaker. Now we take our Hertz speaker and it's connecting to the wall. I mean, it's kind of hard to pull off. It would actually hang here where the factory speaker won't at all. So first off, we have a much bigger, stronger magnet. It's neodymium, which is the strongest magnet. It's about 40 times stronger than strontium. And that's what Harley uses, but it's just so small that you can't even see that it has a magnetic field around it. It doesn't hook to anything. Now, when they went up and they upgraded, same problem. Boom 1, boom 2, magnet's still not big enough. These magnets actually take the heat from the electrical current and they'll get very, very hot to the touch, especially when they're small. The bigger they are, the better they're gonna dissipate that heat. The more efficient this speaker is gonna be, meaning it's gonna be louder off less power. One great thing about this speaker that I'm told by the guys at Hertz, this speaker does 90% of its output with 50% of its rated power. Meaning, even though it's a 100 watt RMS speaker, if you send 50 watts to it, it's still doing 90% of what it's capable of. The factory speaker is nowhere near that efficient. So just doing a direct replacement with a stock radio, these are going to be clearer. They're going to go a little louder than the stock speaker does. Adding the amplifier like we're doing in Daryl's, it's going to bring it to a whole nother level and make it where we can hear it over the bike, the exhaust, the wind, and make it where we can hear it while we ride. But just want to take a second to kind of tell you the difference in it. The neodymium is the most important part. Now Hertz also is using a lighter, stiffer cone that's treated to be waterproof and has a gasket around the center. And if you notice, our tweeter is actually substantially larger too. So more surface area from a true 6.5, more surface area on the tweeter, better materials. It's going to make it more efficient. It's going to make it louder. It's going to give us that result we're looking for.
So Daryl, what do you think so far? You got your bike torn apart here. Are you nervous?
I just hope he can put it back together.
I think you can. I think you can.
Me too.
If you can't, I'm going to have a long ride back to Richmond, Kentucky.
So kind of the hardest part of the front is done. Let's move over and get our gas tank off so we can get our amp mounted and get our wiring ran back under the gas tank to the battery. The reason we took the gas tank off, as you've seen, it's just a few easy steps to get it out of our way, but this is the correct place to run any wiring going to the back of the bike from the front. This is what we call the backbone, and once you remove this cover, you'll see that's where Harley runs all their wiring. We want to do it just like they did. Some people want to run the wiring up beside the gas tank or underneath here. It's just going to fall. It's going to rub the motor. It's going to look bad. It's not the right way. So very easy, just a couple steps here to get this off. We're going to see there's some factory tape that's wrapped around. You will need to cut that tape on both sides, as well as release these brake lines out of your way. They're not really hard to deal with, but you definitely want to get those disconnected too. So cut the tape, pop this off, and we'll see the wiring underneath. All right, so we have that backbone completely, that cover completely disconnected now and off, so we've exposed all those wires. So don't get scared. We're not going to do anything with these. All we're going to do is run some additional ones back to the battery. Let's move back to the front. We'll mount our amplifier and then we'll fish those wires back. So we're going to prep this area for our amplifier. So the amp we're installing is the Hertz HMP4D. It's a 600 watt amp. And we're going to put it right here on this metal plate. This is where the factory boom amp would go, and many other manufacturers have chosen to put their amp there too. Just unused space that we can use. We're going to clean this with some isopropyl rubbing alcohol, just to make sure that our Velcro that's going to hold our amp in place gets a really good stick. If you ordered a stage kit from us, which is one of our kits that comes with the amp and the speakers, it's going to come like this. Everything's already wired, everything's already wrapped, so it makes it very, very simple. All the way down to if you order it for a street glide, it's going to come with the Velcro already on it. So it's as simple as just peeling the backing off and then sticking it in the right location. And we're in place. Now there's a cap on the end. It has all of our adjustments, our gain settings, our filter settings. They're already preset, so no need to get in there. You don't need a digital distortion detector, an oscilloscope, or any fancy tools to set the gains. I've already done that work for you before it's shipped. Both of our rear speakers are installed. I'm going to go ahead and put our seat back on because we don't need to leave it off. Next, we're going to go ahead and flash our radio, then we'll test it and put our fairing back together. Remove the bag and the side panel down here at the fuse panel. We did that so we could get access to the data port where you're going to plug in to flash your radio. If this was a 14 to 20 model, this would be a gray connector in the bottom of the box in the same position. On 21 and newer, it's going to be red in color. And so we've plugged into that. We've got our laptop connected. We've got our ignition turned on, and we're logged in and signed in to our program here. This is a Techno Research Programmer. Now what we're going to use is a default boom flash. And we're going to pick the 6-speaker, upper fairing, lower fairing, saddlebag, 2-amp setup. We do that because it does all the things I told you earlier. It's going to attenuate the radio, turn on the rear speakers, fix our EQ, and make it where it doesn't change while running. And it does that all in one flash. Because we know all the parameters of this flash, we set up all of our amps to this flash. So if you do this, our plug and play amp will be perfectly set up. So our radio is flashed, we're just going to cycle our ignition off. We're supposed to do that, wait 13 seconds. That's what it tells you here on screen. We're going to cycle our ignition back on. Now, Daryl, do you have an Apple phone or Android phone? Android. Okay, so it doesn't do anything for you if I turn on your Apple CarPlay. No. All right, so I'm going to talk about it. We're not going to actually do it. So once you flashed it, you can go up here to the speaker configuration, go to audio outputs and nav. And if you go here and you just click and turn on the WIM, you'll see it says right next to it CarPlay. That activates the Apple CarPlay without a WIM installed in the bike. So it's just kind of a workaround. You don't have to install a jumper, and your CarPlay would work just by turning that on. Now, Daryl's got an Android phone, so we're not going to turn it on while we're here. All right, we've got the bike flashed. Let's get the side panel and the bag on, and we'll test it and finish putting it together. So I've done some final wiring. Everything is installed, tidied up. I'm going to put the vent on in the fairing, and then let's go listen to it.
All right, guys, so we are finished. You can see we moved to a different location. We're actually outside in beautiful Oliver Springs, Tennessee. Just right over there is Jay's church.
Yeah, Beach Park Baptist Church. We're in their parking lot because we got plenty of room because we're going to need some distance to walk to get this all fit in.
Yes, we are. So look at this bike. This bike even looks more beautiful outside with this beautiful blue paint job. So let me ask you this, Daryl. Are you excited?
Pretty excited.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty fast turnaround. It was about, what, about a month ago? Or less than that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so we Run to the Hills 2. And then Daryl drew his name out of the, well, no, he didn't draw his name.
No.
Was
it your nephew?
Yeah, my nephew drew Daryl's name out of there, and Daryl won. And Daryl's not far from Tennessee. He's Richmond, Kentucky, right? Hence the Kentucky Blue motorcycle. Yeah, he's going to have to leave before the sun goes down. These orange volunteer fans are not going to like that. I saw the whole install, but now it's time to actually hear the motorcycle. So we're here in this parking lot. And Jay told me that each parking space is 9 feet apart. So we're going to turn this on, get his first reaction, and then we're going to do a walk-away test.
Absolutely. Now, I already know there's 26 parking spots here, so when we walk to the other end, we're well over 200 feet away.
Yeah.
So, but we've got everything turned on. We're fixing to let Daryl hear this for the first time, and, well, let's see if we can get his reaction.
What a bit.
Think you'll be able to hear it maybe all the way in Kentucky?
I think I can hear it.
So I'm going to change up tracks. We're going to go to another one that's just a little bit longer to make sure that we have plenty of time to fit it in.
Okay.
And let's get set up to our walkway.
All right.
All right, so the end of this is a little over 200 foot away. Let's see how far we can go. Primarily, you're going to be hearing the front 6.5. Really, the Tour Pack speakers are pointed the completely wrong direction. So let's get it going. But the audio is still right where it was. Everybody in the neighborhood is going to know Daryl got a new radio. I think there's a YouTuber I watch. He talked about having a block party with one of these systems. All right, just a quick recap. This is just a pair of Hertz SX165 Neos, front and rear, and a 600 watt Hertz amplifier. It sounds absolutely amazing, even right at 200 feet away. So I think you get the idea. It's real hard to show how the quality of this is inside of a building. We've got to get out here where we've got enough room to really stretch it out.
His mic is way down there on the other end. You still can hear it. Still sounds very clear. Now, we're not quite out of parking spaces. Sorry about
We might have ran out of song. Let me go back down there and get it back.
All right.
All right, Daryl, what do you think? Pretty loud, good distance away. I think it sounds really good.
We have a little bit more parking lot left, Jay. I say, let's might as well just go to the end of the parking lot.
Let's go to the building.
All right, let's go.
Let's move.
All right. This time, we'll do this. Wow. That thing is still loud and clear. And this is the end of the parking spaces. How many did you say it was?
26 spots, so 26 times 9.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're well over 200 feet.
A long way. And you can barely see the motorcycle, but you can hear it clear. That sounds great. All right, so first of all, thank you, Jay. That sounds amazing. That really sounds good. And what do you think about it? Do you like it?
I really like it.
It sounds good. Guys, I'd like to say this before we end this video. First of all, I want to thank you for watching. I also, again, want to thank Jay from Volunteer Audio. If you haven't checked out Volunteer Audio, check them out online, check them out on Instagram, and they have a YouTube channel. I also want to thank him for showing up to Run to the Hills 2 and doing this giveaway. It's been a true blessing. Daryl came all the way down from Richmond, Kentucky to get this installed done on this beautiful motorcycle. And guys, you're not just going to let anybody touch a bike this nice. This is a 2022 brand new Harley-Davidson motorcycle, and you're going to make sure that you have someone that you trust to do an install on it. And like Jay said, there was 0 wires cut, no wires cut. He took very good care of this motorcycle. Again, thank you, Jay.
Oh, thank you.
And Daryl, hopefully you enjoy this.
So even though this was a giveaway system, it still Hertz warranties the full system for 3 years. So if there's any future issues, we'll take care of it. I want to make sure you get years of enjoyment, and that's the same with any of the systems we sell. So I want to make sure you get took care of. Don't think just because it was free or that you wanted an event that it's not warranted. It's fully covered.
Well guys, I'm going to end it here in front of this beautiful bike and at the foot of the cross. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more like it, please subscribe. Make sure again you check out Volunteer Audio. Thank you again, Daryl, for coming to Run to the Hills 2, and hope to see him at Run to the Hills 3 and Jay at Run to the Hills 3. Guys, again, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Keep gliding, and as always, have a blessed day. Here we go again. Let's watch Jay run up here. Oh, it's your phone.
My phone's got to be doing it. Somebody is calling.
I should run that.